Good afternoon, or good morning, or greetings to everybody, wherever you are. If you have any questions, please let me know. Please also let me know if the audio is okay. Can you hear me okay? How is everybody? Are you happy? Are you mindful? Are you practicing Dhamma? Meal on meditation. Good morning, Ajahn. Julin Ong, good afternoon. Ananda T, Sadhu. Meal on meditation. The sound and picture are good. Dhamma Ajahn Namo Buddhaya. Si Tek Ang Sawadi Krab Pajan Satu. Sinani Go Palawa. Dear Ajahn, so good to see you. So good to see you too. Ong Apprentice. Audio is okay, Long Paul. Pauline Soon, good morning, dear Ajahn, Satu. So everybody seems to be happy. There's about 31 of you watching now. So if you have any questions, please send them in. We have 1 hour to discuss the Dhamma this time. First question from question sent to assistant.ajahn.suchart@gmail.com from Toronto, Deborah Jonas. Question number 1. Try to be nice and be kind to people, but when children do annoying things, I sometimes go criticize or insult them. I justify it saying that I am teaching them, but I don't get good result. The kids get upset with me and they don't do what I want anyway. Do you think criticizing others is slowing my progress in Dhamma because I feel remorse after and my mind kept thinking about what I did? Yes, this is bad speech. When you want to teach, you have to teach with a calm mind. When you are agitated, irritated, or angry, you should not say anything yet. Calm your mind first and speak to them softly, nicely, and use rationality. Just tell them the pros and cons of their action. Whether they want to believe you or not, you cannot force them to anyway. But it's your job to tell them what's good and what's bad for them. So just do your job and don't worry about what they will do. As long as you say it nicely, I think at least they would feel embarrassed if they behave badly toward you. So you have to be cool all the time when you teach. Don't get angry. Don't get emotional. Just say what you have to say, but say it nicely, calmly, and loudly. You can say loud, but you shouldn't ridicule them or scold them or criticize or insult them. They will react because nobody likes to be insulted. So just say nice things to them, and then you won't feel remorse afterward. You have done your job. You meant well. You do it with loving kindness, not out of enmity or anger. From Pauline Soon, can Ajahn tell us good exist? Yes, we are ghosts with a body. See, we are spiritual beings attached to our physical body. As soon as the body dies, then we all become spiritual ghosts. We all exist without the body. So in truth, we are all ghosts existing with a body, a physical body. Ghosts are the mind without the body. From Czech Link 10, greeting Ajahn. Sound and picture is very clear. Thank you. And how are you? Hope you are well. Hope are you keeping the precept today? From Meal on meditation, I am practicing and try to be mindful. Thank you. How are you, Ajahn? I'm okay. Chi Chien Chuan, good afternoon, Ajahn. I was lazy last 2 weeks. I did not practice and back to square one. You should reprimand yourself by punish yourself by stop yourself from doing something as a punishment, or force yourself to pay money by giving money to charity to punish yourself for being lazy. Then the next time you will not want to be lazy, because every time you get lazy you have to give money to charity as a punishment for your laziness. Then you will not want to be lazy anymore. From Sanani Gopalawa, dear Ajahn, so good to see you. I practiced my meditation all these weeks. I found my mind is subtle than it was before. However, still is wandering a bit. Can't hold on more than 1 hour. Is there a way you can develop more mindfulness by chanting or by reciting the mantra? After you feel like you want to stop meditating, then you should start reciting a mantra or start chanting. Then you can then continue on with your meditation practice. Question number 2 from Deborah Jonas, Toronto. Should I try to let go and treat children like the weather? If they behave badly, should I tell myself that I cannot control who they are and what they do? Yes, you cannot control them or force them, and so you should not expect anything from them. You just do your job, do your part. You are a teacher, you teach them, and if they don't want to follow what you're teaching, then that's too bad. You just have to let it be. Should I punish myself every time I criticize someone, give a donation to charity, or fast for a day? Yes, that would be good. This will then might be able to stop you from criticizing other people. Any other suggestion? Thank you. No, I think you know pretty well what to do. So you just have to be mindful. Watch your mind every time you react to people, whether you're still calm or you are irritated. If you are irritated, you should come back and calm your mind first before saying anything to people. From Paul Liang Soon, we are happy to listen Ajahn teaching. Very happy to hear that. ก็ทำbuddhiti, difference between nirvana and mahaparinirvana. It's the same thing. I think the first one means having nirvana while you're still alive, and mahaparinirvana is the final cessation when the body dies. So nirvana is when you're still alive, and when you pass away, your body pass away, then we call it parinirvana for the Buddha and for the Arahant. Chi Chin Chuan, how do I force myself to practice non-stop? If you don't know how, then you have to go live with a teacher, live with people who practice all the time. Then you will be forced to practice non-stop with them. From Eddie Lam, Satu, God Tham Pasad Buddhiti. Okay, the same question already answered. Difference between nirvana and mahaparinirvana. Polling soon. There are 4 jhanas. Can Ajahn explain? There are actually 8 jhanas, divided into 2 groups, the Rupa jhana and Arupa jhana. Each has 4 jhana, 4 stages of calm or absorption. You have to look up in Google for the explanation better. Just put in jhanas, and then you will find the jhanas and each description of each jhanas, what they are like. I cannot tell you exactly, so I better not tell you that. Just search in Google for jhanas, and you'll come up with the 8 jhanas, 4 Rupa jhana and 4 Arupa jhana. From Utshab Mahanta, is Buddhism agnostic religion? Buddhism is the teaching of the Buddha, dealing with the development of the mind, dealing with the elimination of suffering of the mind. You can call it religion, you can call it a philosophy, you can call it a teaching. But it's a way to the cessation of mental suffering. The teaching that leads to the cessation of mental suffering. From Sweet Hand, dear Ajahn, may I know what is the difference between vimutti and nibbana? Well, the difference is in this description. Vimutti is freedom from suffering, from mental suffering. And nibbana means supreme happiness of the mind. After the mind has achieved vimutti, the total cessation of suffering, then the mind has supreme happiness. We call this nibbana. Nibbana is a state of mind achieved by getting rid of all the cravings, the 3 cravings. From Justine T. Satu. From Czech Link 10. Dear Tan Ajahn, we are doing well, thank you. Keeping the 8 precepts today. I feel very happy when keeping the 8 precepts. I think this is a good sign and hope that we can keep it up and keep progressing in our practice. Yes, try to increase more if you can. If you can keep 2 days, then maybe try 3 days and 4 days. You might have to adjust a little bit to suit your working hour, such as you might not keep the 6th precept at the same time, at the right time, say, but you might have to move 1 hour later, because if you stop working midday, then you will have to eat after midday, but just an hour later. I think this is okay. Just keep the 7 precepts if you cannot keep the 8 precepts or the 6 precepts. Yeah. Better not keep than not keeping them at all. Here's another question submitted to Assistant Ajahn Suchart from Vinilai, Malaysia. I have microcalcification in my thyroid, which is prone to become cancerous, and now am waiting for biopsy result. I think of the worst that could happen, such as prolonged pain or physical disorder. I worry so much about it, and I couldn't stay long in meditation. How to overcome mental worry, which also caused me not to be able to sleep these days. First, you have to be calm by reciting the mantra, and then tell yourself that you'll cross the bridge when you come to it. Right now you are okay, you're not painful, so don't get painful before it actually becomes painful. And when the pain starts, just try to stay calm and not react by chanting or by reciting a mantra. I think you will be okay if you have the mantra or the chanting when you feel terrible with your physical pain. Just keep chanting, keep reciting the mantra, and eventually your mind will become calm and not reacting to the physical pain. From Kenny Lee, dear Ajahn, does reciting Bhutto only as meditation lead us to deep concentration? Yes, you can enter the 4th jhana by reciting Bhutto, Bhutto. That's what some meditator did. Some Ajahn, some teacher used Bhutto to lead the mind into the 4th jhana. From Paul Liang Soon, I am trying to practice when I am free, early morning, afternoon and evening, and maybe night. Is it good? Yes. The more the practice, the better it is for you, for your mind. But the quality is so. Can Ajahn advise? Well, when you first start, your mindfulness is not strong enough, so you don't get good result from your practice. So practicing means you have to be mindful. So try to develop mindfulness. Try to be mindful. Try to prevent your mind from stopping thinking about other things. Force it to chant or force it to recite the mantra. And I think the quality of your practice will improve gradually. From Ann Lim Chi, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Annie Lam. Hi Prajan, how come some spiritual beings appear as figures before their death? Why some appear as ORBS? I cannot understand this question. I can't understand the question, so I cannot answer it. You might have to explain it to me a little bit more clearly.ไม่มีอะไรที่เป็นไปไม่ได้ สาธุ From Sinani Gopalawa, Ajahn, when you hear somebody annoying comment, talks, what's the best way to let it go? Just don't react. Just think of it as a weather, like lightning or thunder. Something that you cannot control, something that you cannot stop. So just come back and stop your mind from reacting by reciting the mantra, Bhutto, 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 or chanting, and don't pay attention to what the person is saying. How do you train your mind for that? You train your mind by practicing Bhutto, 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 reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, or chanting. Then when you need to do the Bhutto or the chanting, then you can do it easily. Or you can use wisdom and teach your mind yourself that people are like the weather. You cannot force them to do what you want them to do. The problem is you want them to be nice to you, saying nice things to you. So when they don't say nice things, you get angry, you get disappointed. So don't expect any nice things from people, then you will not get angry. From Kim Etchua, Sadhu, Sadhu. Pauling soon, thank you, I'll do so. Ya Chanicha, Sadhu, Sadhu. Elisha Sunijati, dear Ajahn. Okay. From Pauling soon, any biological reaction in the body when meditate? Not really. The mind doesn't interfere with the biological function of the body. So if any reaction from the body, then it's just by the body's own biological reaction, not by meditation. From One Vimon Nung Macha, Sadhu Ajahn, Anumodana. Gek Yen So, dear Ajahn, greeting from Penang. Hi, how are you? Good to hear from you again. St. Paul, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. From One Vimon, thank you for being kind to everybody. You're welcome. From Pauling soon, when Ajahn teaching is more on meditate, but Sri Lanka Buddhist more toward chanting. I teach chanting also. If you cannot meditate, then you do chanting first to have more mindfulness and to calm your mind down, so that you can then concentrate on your breath. So when you meditate, you cannot concentrate on your breath, then you should do chanting first. And then after you have chanted for a while, you feel calm and you feel concentrated, then you can then watch your breath. Pabati Rai, greeting to Ajahn from New Zealand. Greeting to you. I hope you are well. From Urban Marcos, good afternoon, Namaste, Bante. Greeting from Indonesia. Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Y. Punami Tan, Bante, I have an accident in December 2018 at Myanmar. I would like to know, is it due to any my past karma related to that country? Sadhu, sadhu. I don't know. I don't care about my past karma. What I care is the present. How do I react to the consequence of my karma? That's what you should be more concerned, is how to react to the consequence of your karma. The best way is just to be non-reactive. Just have equanimity, and then everything will pass away, and your mind will not be hurt. So don't worry about what causes you to have this accident. Just know how to react to the accident. And the best way is not to react, just to accept, just to be aware that this is so, and let it be, and let it gone. It's already passed. 2 years already. You should not worry about it anymore. From Chi Chin Chuan, Ajahn, what is the experience of first jhana? First experience, you are absorbing in your meditation object, like you are watching your breath continuously without straying to other thoughts. If you want more description, please look up in Google. From Soon Hin Yeo, Sadhu Ajahn, I am from Singapore. How do you really forgive and move on? Sometimes you thought you have forgiven, but thinking about it brings anger and bitterness. Just think of it as paying your debt. Maybe in your past life you did something wrong to this person, and now they want you to pay back. So just thinking of as paying back your debt, and then you will not have any bitterness. If you still have bitterness, every time just recite Bhutto, 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 and tell yourself that this is already gone. It's the past. Shouldn't dwell on the past anymore. Let the past be the past. Stay in the present. Here's a question from Narayanan S. India, submitted to Ajahn, assistant Ajahn Suchart @gmail.com. I am doing mindfulness of breathing by keeping my body still. After some time I drifted into sleep and went into non-awareness state. When I come back to being mindful of the breathing again, there is a slight gap where I drifted back into sleep and back again. How to avoid small sleeping during meditation and keep being fully aware that the knowingness is always there. You need to have stronger mindfulness in order for you to prevent you from sleeping. So if you sleep, then you should get up and walk, doing walking meditation to increase your mindfulness first, before you come back and sit again. And another way to prevent you from falling asleep is you have to go to meditate in a place where it's scary to you, like meditating in the cemetery. Then you will not feel sleepy. You'll be wide awake all the time. Another method is to fast, not to eat too much. If you fast, then your mind will be alert, and will not fall asleep when you meditate. From Nabiti, Namaskaran, Ajahn. Meal on meditation. Could I use the picture of the corpse as the object to be mindful? Yes. Generally I use reciting Bhutto, But sometimes with busy mind, I found that imagination of the corpse or a super picture or thinking about that was working well to stop my thought. Yes, you can use death contemplation or asupa as your meditation object, as your object of mindfulness. From Pauline soon, as a lay person, we are still attaching with hobby like listening to song and music. Please, Ajahn, advise. Well, you have to look at the impermanent nature of the happiness you get from listening to song or music. What happens when you have no music to listen to? What happens if you have problem with your ear and you cannot listen? Then you will not be able to have happiness. So think of the impermanent nature of music and of your ears. One day you're gonna not be able to listen to music, then what would you do? So it's better to meditate, to have happiness from meditation. From Meli, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Pauline soon, it means body and mind are separated. I'm not sure. I cannot go back to your previous comment because it will take time to go look for it. So you have to submit the whole question again if you want me to answer it. Take Hong Go. Dear Ajahn, how being a vegetarian help our practice? Nothing. Whether you eat meat or vegetarian doesn't make any difference to your practice. What matters is how much you eat and not what you eat. So if you eat less, it will help your practice because you will not become sleepy. If you eat too much, you will become sleepy and affect your practice. So it's not what you eat, it's how much you eat. The less you eat, the better. From Celeste, Lao. Greeting to you, Ajahn Suchart. Greeting to you too. Aj Lu, Sadhu Ajahn. I only do meditation but no chanting. Is it okay? Yes. If you can meditate, if you can focus on your meditation object, then you don't need to do chanting. Just keep focusing on your meditation object. Don't let your mind go somewhere else. Then eventually your mind will become calm and concentrated. From JJ Tan. What does the Buddha say about societal norms? Do we need to maintain societal norms, having job and have family? Yes, you have to have job to support your existence, but you don't need to have a family. Only do what is essential to maintain life. So you need to work, you need to have an income to pay for your food, clothing, shelter, and medicine. Once you have enough of this, then you can stop working and spend more time on practicing Dhamma, keeping the precepts and practicing meditation and studying the teaching of the Buddha for wisdom. From Sue Christie, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. From JJ Tan, what do we do to have good relationship with people? As I have difficult relationship with people at work, you need to have the 4 Brahma Vihara. Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Ubekha. Metta is to be nice, to be friendly. Karuna is to be helpful. Mudita is to be happy with other people's success. And Ubekha is to remain calm and not reacting when you get angry with people or things. From Annie Lam, sorry, the spiritual beings have their appearance and voice before their death. Why some appear as small lights, orbs? what's the best chanting for them. You don't need to do anything for them, just be aware that this is so. Just remain non-reacting. If you cannot, then you should focus on your meditation object or recite the mantra. You don't need to do anything for them. They don't ask you for anything. What you should do is do for yourself. Keep your mind calm and not reacting. Just merely knowing. From Tek Hong Go. Dear Ajahn, this is Tek Hong from Malaysia. Why merits of dana are important for Dhamma practice? It will free your mind from being greedy, from worrying about money. When you give dana, you let go of your attachment to your money, and it will lessen your greed for money. Then you will have more time to do the practice of Dhamma. From Chi Chin Chuan, Ajahn, when I was a young boy, I killed thousands of ants. Am I going to be reborn as ants for thousands of lifetimes? How can I stop this cycle of bad karma? Please help. You just have to practice and become enlightened. Then you won't have to take rebirth anymore. The other way is to stop killing. Then you will only have to pay what you did in your past. But you won't have to pay more than that if you stop killing. So try to meditate and become enlightened, to stop rebirth. Then you will not have to pay for your bad karma. From Go Seng Huat, good morning Bante. To stay focused when meditating, I mentally count every rising and falling when breathing. This helped me focus. Is this acceptable as I can focus on my breathing? Any other way to stay focused? No, if you find this effective for you, it's okay. But I think eventually it's better to stop counting, just merely watching. It will make your mind calmer. But if you have to count, that's okay for now. But as you advance, as you sit, you find that you don't need to count because you are focused on your breath. Then you don't need to count. Just keep focusing on your breathing. From Celeste Lau, what is the best chant for always having bad dreams? You cannot prevent your bad dreams from happening because your bad dream is a consequence of your bad karma. So if you want to stop bad dreams, you have to stop doing bad karma and do good karma. Then you eventually will have good dreams. From Gex Yen So, dear Tanajan, I am fine, thank you. You're welcome. I saw some Sangha practice Buddha's Parinibbana posture during sleeping, a critical stage before last breath. That is putting right hand at the side. Is there any impact on mindfulness of future life? No, the position of your sleep doesn't have any impact on your mindfulness of future life. B. Should we practice to use this posture during sleeping or just before last breath? See, sleeping on the side is the practice of monks. Buddha teach monks to sleep this way because they'll be alert more when they get up and easy for them to get up and then go to practice. And they don't have to sleep more. If you sleep on your back, then you sleep like a corpse, and you tend to sleep more than you need to. So if you sleep on your side, when the body has rested enough, it will wake up. Then your mindfulness will come back right away, and you can get up easily to continue on with your practice. From Rina Chi, Sadhu, Sadhu. From AJ Lu, Ajahn, I don't visualize anything during meditation. I watch my breath and sometimes recite Bhutto. Is it okay? Yes. Just keep watching your breath. Then your mind will become calm. What we want is the mind to be empty, calm, peaceful, and have equanimity. From Rina Chi, Sadhu, Sadhu, Ajahn. Here's another question submitted to assistant.ajahn@gmail.com from Inda, New York. In the past 2-3 years, I get angry easily and tend to blame others when things go wrong. I never studied Buddhism, but I want to start learning the right way so that I can meditate to control my anger. How should I begin? You have to study the teaching of the Buddha first by going to the website called Access to Insight. There's a lot of Buddhist material for you to study. There's also material about Thai forest tradition. So you need to go study the teaching of the Buddha first. And then from there you will then know what to do. Access to Insight. This is the name of the website that contains the Theravada teaching of the Buddha. From Michael Saw, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Pauline Soon, chanting, is it important as Buddhist? If you can meditate, you don't need to chant. If you cannot meditate, then chanting can help you develop mindfulness so that you can then meditate. From Andy Lam, Sadhu. From JJ Tan, I want to stop work and live off my small savings and concentrate on my practice. But at the same time, I am fearful that if I stop work now, I will not have enough for old age. But I feel this problem will exist no matter what age I stop my job at. I will still be fearful about not enough money. How do we stop being fearful about not having enough? Just think you might die before you spend out your money. So don't worry. When you run out of money, then you can work again. And if you really want to stop this problem, then you just become a monk. Once you become a monk, then you won't have to worry about having money to feed you, because you'll be fed by people. So keep practicing as much as possible. Then your mind will be ready to become a monk. Then your problem will be solved. From Sun Hin Yeo, the Ajahn, is the process of euthanasia, putting to sleep on my doggy, consider breaking the precept. Yes, this is killing. You should not put your dog to sleep. You just leave it alone. You should help it by giving it food and medicine and let it die naturally. This was recommended by the vet as my dog were old and sick, 15 years and 16 years old. Thank you. Well, just think of the time when there are no vet and there's no medicine. What do you do with pets? You just leave them alone. Think of the animals living in the forest. They don't have hospital, they don't have vets. They just die naturally. So just leave them alone. Let them die naturally. If you can help feed them or give them medicine, do it. But don't kill them. From Christy Tan, Sukiho to Ajahn. After I am meditation more than 1 hour, slowly I cannot feel body and my object is breathing at the same time. I also can feel the breath in and out. So Ajahn, what the guide and advice? Thank you, Ajahn. Just keep focusing on your breath. If you can feel the breath, just keep watching your breath and ignore everything else. Stay focused, stay concentrated. Eventually your mind will become fully concentrated and become empty, peaceful and happy. From Gavin D. Pong. Hello Ajahn. What is the best method to practice being mindful of death? Thank you. Well, just thinking like the Buddha taught the Venerable Ananda. When you breathe in and you don't breathe out, you die. When you breathe out and you don't breathe in, you die. So this is the best way to thinking about death. Think of death as something that you cannot predict. It can happen anytime, either during your in-breath or your out-breath. From Rina Chi. I just do dana only, but not meditation. But I will chant Itipiso only. Is blood donation a kind of dana also? Yes, giving blood is another form of charity. From Sachin Sawan, Satu. From Pauline Soon. There are 4 steps to meditate. Be mindful, concentrate on watching body impermanent, go concentrate on feeling dukkha, anicca, anatta. Can Ajahn explain more clearly? These are steps that you will have to practice, but not at the same time. Each step might take years before you can become fully accomplished. First step is to develop mindfulness. So this might take you many years, or for some people, if you already have mindfulness, if you can stop your mind from thinking, then you can go to the second step, that is to meditate, to focus on your breath, until your mind become calm and peaceful and equanimity, and have equanimity. Then you can go to step 3. Step 3 is to contemplate the nature of body first. Contemplate that the body is anicca, dukkha, anatta, and let go of your body. Then you go contemplate on the nature of feeling as being anicca, dukkha, anatta, and let go. And then you go to contemplate the nature of citta, or the mind, being anicca, dukkha, anatta, and then let go. So these are the steps that you have to do. But that don't mean you can do it in the same time, like today, and be able to do all these things together at one time. It takes a lot of time. For some people, many years before they can achieve even the first step, the first and second step, that is entering into jhana. From Go Seng Huat. Dear Ajahn, thanks for your kind explanation. I will practice more so that I don't have to count and achieve more calmness. Sadhu, sadhu. From Chiao Chang. Ajahn, during meditation, when the mind calm and empty, is it we need to go further to one-pointedness in order to go into samadhi? If you can still focus on your breath, then you should keep focusing on your breath until eventually when you feel that the mind becomes non-reactive, then you don't need to do anything. Just maintain that state for as long as possible with your mindfulness. From Ui, Fake Sui, Sadhu Sadhu Ajahn. Hello Ajahn, thank you. From Chinese character. From Grape Alwich. Hello Ajahn. I found that before and after wholesome events such as Katina or meditation retreats, my defilements are really stirred up like raga, irritation, etc. It takes several days to come back to mindfulness. It's like Mara knows this and put up a fight. Well, you just have to be mindful and use a supra if you have a raga. If you have irritation, you just have to use mindfulness to calm it down. Keep reciting the mantra. If you can do it continuously, you can stop this thing within a few minutes. As soon as you have raga irritation, start reciting the mantra. Reciting until this raga or irritation stops. From Ama Ayu Gui, dear Ajahn, what level of jhana or samadhi can be reached by using Marananusati? Thank you. This I don't know, it depends on the situation. But what it does is it can calm your mind, it can stop your greed, your worry and anxiety. It can stop your mind from thinking. But whether it can get you into jhana or not, I'm not sure. You just have to try it out. From Chinese character, thank you, with flowers. From AJ Lu, thank you very much Ajahn for answering my questions. Sadhu. You're welcome. From Esther Yip, dear Ajahn, the last time you advised was that if a yogi needs to eat afternoon due to medical reason, then he should take 7 precepts instead of 8. So the way is to chant, taking the 7 precepts, omitting the line, or not eating afternoon, correct? Yes, you can chant, you don't have to chant. You just make a point telling yourself that I'm only gonna keep the 7 precepts and not the 8 precepts. Chanting is just part of the rituals, which you can do without, as long as you know what you're gonna do. All you have to do is set up a resolution in your mind that today I'm gonna keep 7 precepts and not 8 precepts due to sickness. Here's another question submitted to assistant.ajahn@gmail.com from Jessie Tay, Malaysia. I fell down injuring my left knee with multiple hair line fractures and now I need a full cast on it. I was wondering whether I am being sincere in my prayers, as it happened after praying to the sleeping Buddha and 4-faced Buddha at a Thai temple in Penang. No, it doesn't have anything to do with your praying. I think what is more, the problem is your lack of mindfulness. When you walk and you're not mindful, then you can fall down and hurt yourself. So try to be mindful when you do things, when you're moving your body around. It's not what you pray. It has nothing to do with that. So don't worry. Should I not think nonsense and go back to the temple and pray after I recover? Yes. And you should not pray to ask for blessing. There is no such thing in Buddhism to pray for blessing. In Buddhism, chanting is a form of developing mindfulness or a form of meditation. So you should chant to make your mind calm, peaceful and happy. Is this my karma? You can look at it that way. From Tek Hong Go, dear Ajahn, what is the best, simplest understanding of consciousness in the five khandhas? Thank you. The consciousness in the five khandhas is the connector that connects the mind to the body. The mind sends in this connector to connect to the eyes, ears, nose, tongue and body in order to receive the sensual objects that comes into the eyes, ears, nose, tongue and body. It's like a line you connect to your phone. Like when you're using your headphone, you need to have a line to plug in. So this is what consciousness in the five khandha does. It connects the mind to the five sensual organs of the body, so that when the sensual organs come into contact with the sensual objects, the mind could then know what's going on. From work whistleblowers, dear Ajahn, may I check if Amitabha Buddha exists? In Mahayana Buddhism, the existence of Amitabha Buddha exists in Pure Land. However, this is not cited in the suttas of Theravada Buddhism. See, all Buddha, they exist in Nirvana, in Nibbana. Pure Land means Nibbana. Like our Buddha now, our Gautama Buddha, he exists in Pure Land. Every Buddha and even the noble Arahant disciple, they all exist in the Pure Land. They exist in Nibbana. From Esther Yip, dear Ajahn, understand that the more you meditate by right, the mind will get clearer and less wandering. However, at times mind is the other way around. The first hour may be quieter and calmer, but after that, the wandering or sleepiness comes in. Can Ajahn please give me some advice? That's because your mind has lost your mindfulness. So when you're no longer mindful, then your mind will start wandering or become sleepy again. So you should get up and walk, meditate, do walking meditation to increase your mindfulness. And when you become fully mindful, then you can come back and sit and meditate again. From Chinese character, thank you. From Angela Te, greeting to Ajahn. Can you give some advice on how to get rid of the kilesa of the citta, please? Can you give some advice? You have to be mindful and also have insight into the nature of things that the mind crave for or desire for. You have to be mindful to stop your mind from desiring, and you have to have wisdom to see that everything you crave for will cause dukkha to you later on. Okay, we are about 59 minutes into the meeting now, so we have about 1 minute left before I have to terminate this meeting. So if you are typing the question, please continue on with your typing. But if you haven't started typing your question, I have to ask you not to do, because I will not have the time to answer your question for today. From Dylan Elvis, Sadhu Sadhu Bante. Does Nama Rupa, mind and body, get separated during deep concentration? If so, how does it happen? And why the mind does not get attached to different body during this time? Kindly explain. The connector stops functioning. The connector of the four nama rupa stop functioning temporarily. So it seems like they are being separated, but they're not truly separated, because when the nama rupa start to function again, then they will then be rejoined together again. What happens is that your mindfulness will stop your nama rupa from functioning. When it doesn't function, then it doesn't receive any sensory objects from the body. So it's mindfulness that pulls the mind away from the body temporarily, stop connecting to the body temporarily. But as soon as you lose your mindfulness, then your nama khanda will start to function again. From Chinese character, I would like to ask Master, what should I do if my child is not good? You just have to teach your child the good things, and if they can follow your teaching, then they can become good. If they don't follow, then it's too bad. Then there's nothing you can do for them. From work whistleblowers, thank you Ajahn, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Grape Allwich, thank you Ajahn. Chiao Chang, thank you Ajahn. Anthony Cam, Ajahn, I used to have leg pain or numb during the meditation, but now I have found a way to prevent or delay such pain so that I could sit longer. But I heard from others that the pain is good for us and may help us to focus, thus should endure the pain. I was wondering if my act to prevent pain during meditation is not advisable. Yes, you should not sit and to prevent the pain from arising. You should sit and concentrate on your meditation object. This is the goal. Once you are concentrated, then the pain that arises will not bother your mind. So don't try to prevent the pain from rising, because it's not possible all the time. Eventually, you will not be able to prevent the pain from rising, and then you'll be in trouble. So the best way is to prepare yourself to accept, to face the pain by keeping the mind concentrated on your meditation object until it becomes calm and has equanimity. When that happens, then when the pain arises, it will not bother the mind. Should just go back to my usual way and let the pain exist throughout the meditation? Yes, just keep focusing on your meditation object. From Pauline Soon, thank you very much Ajahn by teaching us. From Milham on meditation, thank you Tan Ajahn for your metta and kind explanation. From Tek Hongo, dear Ajahn, craving of being, existence and non-existence. How do we view the existence of Arahant in Nibbana? That is not the cause of craving, that's the cause of the cessation of craving. Nibbana is the result of the cessation of cravings. So this is not considered to be cravings. Tek Hongo, thank you very much Ajahn. Sweet and thank you Ajahn for answering our questions. Soon Hinyo, Sadhu, and thank you Ajahn. Chia Chin Chuan, thank you Ajahn, I will work hard. Sanalim, Sadhu, Sadhu. Anthony Cam, thank you Ajahn, I will heed your advice. Well, that's about all for today. That's all the time for today. Thank you very much for your participation. I hope that you have learned something and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, stay happy, stay calm, stay healthy, and keep being mindful, and keep practicing and studying the Dhamma. And then you will become closer to enlightenment. Thank you for now, and goodbye.